Hello and welcome to another Chelsea chat. I like you the other day, was pretty disgusted by that performance at Nottingham Forest. Manager's getting a lot of blame, people want the manager changed. But let's face it, we had this under Tommy Tuchel. We had it under Conte, Mourinho. We've got players that can really get up for the big games. World Cup games, Champions League games, big Premier League games. But when it comes to the bread and butter games against your Nottingham Forests and your Leeds and your Southamptons, they got a tendency to down tools. And if they're put on the back foot and they're hit physically, they've got nothing to come back at you with. Apart from Silva, Dave, Koulibaly physically, Zakaria and Mount, where's the fight? Where's the ability to grit your teeth and get stuck in? And Mount the other day, he does get stuck in, the lad, but he also loses his head. He got took off or he was sent off. You've got to be more clever than that, and hopefully he'll get his head round that. But it's just passion, I suppose. I'd probably be the same. At least it's better to see a bit of passion than nothing at all. No fight whatsoever, which we got from some of them. But I thought I'd do this because it disturbed me this morning. We need someone in that midfield when Kante's not there, or even when he is. We need a bit of backbone, a bit of spitefulness, a bit of physicality. Now, I've always said Declan Rice would probably be that, and he's also a good thinking footballer. But we've gone for this Enzo Fernandez, the Argentina World Cup winner. And I've had a look at him, he looks alright. Looked okay during the World Cup, didn't he? And I thought, yeah, it might be it. Well, there's news this morning that he's totally ignored Benfica and he's flown back to Buenos Aires in Argentina to spend New Year with his family. Now, he's going to be heavily fined when he gets back by Benfica. And it looks like we're just going to pay £105 million for a player with that attitude. That worries me. Let me know what you think, but that really worried me this morning. We basically got a bunch of, not all, but a lot of our players are Billy Big Bollocks. We've signed some great youngsters, but whether they'll turn out to be great youngsters when they're paid so extortionately, I don't know. I remember seeing a documentary where Mike Tyson said he was 22 years old, I think it was, or 21. He's got £50 million in the bank, and then you got someone to tell you to go and you're in bed with a blonde, you're in bed with Miss World, and suddenly someone says to you, "Oh, 5 o'clock, get up and go running." Is there the desire that we as fans have got? Is there a desire? I mean, I always say, oh, well, the old team, Mickey Droy, your Bill Garners, even your David Speedies, Kerry Dixon could put it about a bit. When I think of some of the old defenders and some of the midfielders who gave their all for Chelsea Football Club. We weren't very good, but one thing you could expect is 110% effort. I remember going to Nottingham Forest, I think it was 7-0. Could have been 7-1, but I think it was 7-0. And you know what? They tried harder that day than that lot did the other night. And now we're thinking about signing a player that thinks it's okay to jump on a plane, go spend New Year's Eve with his family against club orders. That's worrying for me. I wonder if they're paying as much attention to the players' characters as they are to their skill levels. You'd hope so, wouldn't you? So it looks like Benoit Badiashile, or Chile, I Hope I've pronounced it correctly. Looks like he signed today. Left-sided centre half. 2 caps for France. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Got a bit of pace. Got a bit of physique, which I like to see. Paid 63 million quid for Cucurella. And when he's played at centre half, I'm not being funny, but I'd have been better there. He's looked horrible at centre half, but we bought him as a utility player to presumably cover or challenge Ben Chilwell. Cucurella, all he does is bomb forward, put his foot on it, look back and play it backwards. Play it backwards. I had an argument, well, not an argument. On Twitter, someone said put his stats up the other day. 59 passes completed. 59 passes made, 59 passes completed. No, it wasn't. I don't know who does these stats. I had 4, one in an area of danger that he gave away. But let's say them stats were right. You can make 59 passes if you go forward, stop it on the halfway line and pass back to your goalkeeper. If you do that 59 times, you've got a 100% pass completion rate. Lewis Hall must be seething. But he can't play at centre half. We needed, especially with an ageing back line. Koulibaly looks spent, doesn't he? I wanted him at the club, but I think we just bought him 5 years too late. He just looks like a spent force when he's got pace against him. Why he was on that pitch the other night and Chalobah wasn't brought on, I will never know. I'd love to get Potter in the room and ask him why. Because I can't see it. Unless Chalobah's in bed with Potter's missus or something, I can't see any reason why he wouldn't have brought him on, seeing how tortured Koulibaly was getting. So we got this young lad anyway from Monaco, and he looks the business. Let's hope he's not injury prone like Wesley Fofana seems to be, and let's hope his attitude is right. It looks it, but like I say, you know, when you're battling to get some sort of international profile, and suddenly you join a club like Chelsea and they throw money at you, what does it do to your psyche? I've often said, you know, down the pub, I've often said, you know what, 150 grand a week and only play 4 or 5 games and I'd retire. I say it in jest. If I got a game for Chelsea even now, I'd run myself into a heart attack, but you know what I'm saying, don't you? Another interesting thing is that Derek Abu, the development squad right back, trained with the first team yesterday. When I saw Abu there, I thought, Jesus, they've got the monkey from Aladdin. That's how desperate we are. That's how bad they thought Dave was on Sunday. But yeah, Derek Abu looks a good player for the future. Whether he's ready or not for the Premier League, who knows? Maybe they just brought him in to keep the numbers up. But if Potter's looking at him for that right back spot, then yeah, why not? Why not? We've got to give these players a chance. And look what a revelation Lewis Hall was. Shame he's not playing instead of Cucurella now. Looks like we're looking at Denzel Dumfries, but Real Madrid, Arsenal, Man United, they're all in for him. Looks like a bit of a bidding war. Whether he wants to play for us, you just got to hope the player just thinks, oh, I want to play for them. Like the guy we've just signed, David Fofana, he wanted to play for Chelsea. 19, I hope, again, that his attitude's right, because he looks an absolute beast. But at 19, in a new league, you've got to give him time to adapt. I know some of our fans will be on his back. The Cabbages will be, if he misses a chance in the first minute, the Cabbages will want him sold next morning. But, you know, most fans realise you've got to give these young lads time. New country, new league, faster league, more physical league. I think he can stand up to it, but took Drogs a little while. He didn't just come in the team and get up and running. He was over like a crisp packet in the wind, wasn't he? Until John Terry and a couple of others had a word with him. Got big hopes for him. I've watched a lot of him now, not just highlight reels, but actual games, and yeah, he looks a bit of a beast. It's what we need, a bit of physique. I think we also need a striker with experience to go in there. And me, sort of money that they're talking about spending, I would go and get Ivan Toney. I'd get him. I'd pull him out the bookies. I'd say, look, stop betting on yourself, Ivan. Concentrate. We're going to give you enough money. You ain't got to go down to Paddy Power to top your wages up. Just concentrate on scoring goals. I would. I'd have him now, I'll be honest. I've looked around Europe and there's no one really available that beats Ivan Toney, and he's used to playing in our league. So that'd be my target. Because Aubameyang the other night, that miss, not getting to that header, that said everything. Can you imagine? Some of you younger lads haven't seen them, but Peter Osgood or Kerry Dixon getting that chance. Even David Speedy would have put that away. He'd have took the ball, the net, the goalkeeper, everything with him. And he was only about 5 foot, wasn't he, Speedy? But it's attitude, it's wanting. Andre Santos looks like that's over the line. That'll be a good signing for us. But again, it's a signing for the future. These young lads, especially when they're coming from Brazil and that, they have to get used to the climate. They have to get used to the pace of the game. Takes time. People who want Potter out now, can you imagine if he said, right, we're going to put these young lads in. The old guard aren't doing it. We'll put these young lads in. Give them 15 games and say we got beat 8 of them. God, his position would be untenable, wouldn't it? It would be untenable. So you can't do that. He's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. Other people we're linked with. Raul Molina, he's a right back for Atletico Madrid. Need cover for Reece James, don't we? If we don't get that Denzel Dumfries, who I'd like, we've got to look elsewhere. No mention in the news of us looking forward. Let me know if you hear anything. It's just basically cover for right back and that midfield spot. I think we should just go and get Rice. He's got a great attitude, used to earning the money, used to the Premier League. After De Jong, looks like De Jong's changed his mind and wants to go to Man United now. After De Jong and Verratti and Kante, funnily enough, he's got the fourth best stats. His stats are actually a little bit better than Enzo Fernandez, but obviously with the World Cup just gone, Enzo Fernandez is the sexy signing. But I do worry. So that's it, folks. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the Enzo Fernandez AWOL. Gone over the wall without permission. Let me know what you think of his signing. Let me know if you'd sign him or Rice. Let me know what you think of Ivan Toney. And what do you think about bringing all these young lads in? And do you think Potter will get time? Or do you think Potter should get time? I do, but I reckon we've got to start seeing some sort of style in the next 5-10 sort of games. Say 10 games, we've got to see a real style like you could see with Klopp after his first 20 games. We've only had 11 games gone. People calling for his head are probably maniacs. But there comes a time where a manager's got to become accountable. If they're lazy buggers, get them out of bed on a Sunday morning. Get them running round that pitch. Get them doing 10-15 miles. And say, look, every time we get a performance like that, you'll be back here on Sunday morning. Instead of doing your Instagram and your advertising shoots. This is a big club. This is an elite club, and I'm not going to let it slip. That's what you want. And then you want a board of directors say, well, if the manager says that, that's right. That's what we need. Or we need to sign players with the right attitude right at the very start. So let me know what you think about everything. And I'll speak to you after Manchester City. Up to Chelsea.